For residents in Pierrefonds, the hardest part is that this came with no warning.
Oh, just shocked. Like literally this happened in 4 to 6 hours. I have no idea. I didn't have a care in the world 2 weeks ago.
Winds pushed rising water in the Lake of Two Mountains into the Rivière des Prairies and onto the streets. About 300 homes have been affected on the West Island.
Pretty much when I left, that was pretty much around 3 in the morning. The water was like pretty much up to my knees, and I'm a tall guy, so I'm 6'6", so it was pretty bad.
Some residents came back from work only to see the situation had gotten worse.
There's some things I need to get. I do have my parents' house to go to, but I still have all my things there. Nothing's like home, right?
Emergency officials are trying to get residents to leave their homes.
Going door to door, be sure that people are safe, be sure that everything is fine, and if some people have to be evacuated or they want to evacuate, we'll be there to help them.
The problem is, not everyone wants to leave, even on Ile Mercier, a neighborhood in Ile Bizarre where streets are submerged.
They know that they're at risk, and they want to stay, to remain in their house because they want to protect their property. They want to install the sump pumps, they want to be there,
Ultimately, they may have no choice as more and more rain will come pouring down starting Friday. Anthony Nerestan, CBC News, Ile Bizarre.
As all this was happening, CBC News learned that blue-collar workers in Pierrefonds were ordered to destroy hundreds of sandbags earlier this week. Sudha Krishnan explains.
I'm here on Rue de Gaulle in Pierrefonds, Roxborough, and just a few houses down are sandbags by the Rivière des Prairies. The sandbags that were meant to prevent flooding, well, look where we are now. And that is why a few blue-collar workers reached out to CBC saying that they were concerned because they say they got an order earlier this week from their chief of the Public Works Department to cut up sandbags housed in the garage, anywhere from 1,600 to 1,800 sandbags. They said that this was unheard of considering they need to keep sandbags in place even well into the summer. And residents here who've been scrambling all day found this quite unusual. We spoke to one woman who came here because her daughter's home is right on Rue de Gaulle, and she found all this upsetting and confusing.
Not understanding at all why, especially like if people are going to end up with such a great loss and a decision like that was made. I would have thought that maybe, especially, with the water around us, sandbags should be available.
We spoke to the borough mayor about this, and he says all of this was news to him.
It is unacceptable to me, and yes, in fact, we're a riverfront community, and certainly anything could happen at any time. There has to be an amount of sandbags that have to be available at any given moment should we have a crisis or an issue.
Later this afternoon, BASE got confirmation from the city administrator that administrator did make the decision to order that the bags be torn up, thinking they wouldn't need as much anymore. BASE is saying that employee admits it was a poor decision. BASE saying it's not going to happen anymore. He says any decision to be made has to go by him, considering there is more rain on the way in the next couple of days. Sudha Krishnan, CBC News, Pierrefonds.
The mayor of Montreal says emergency crews are monitoring the situation around the clock. Denis Coderre says the safety of citizens is the biggest priority right now, and the city is looking at ways to prevent future flooding there.
Do we need some special stations for pumping? Is there new ways to, so at the urban planning level, is there things that we can do? But right now, the emergency is to help the people and making sure that they're not led by themselves.